This is Robbie from NuCanoe, and we're here today to teach you how to install the Frontier rowing outrigger system on the 12-foot NuCanoe. All right, here's all the tools you'll need. You've got your 7/16 wrench, which will take care of all your 1/4 20 lock nuts. Got your 3/8 wrench, which will take care of all your 1032 lock nuts. Got just a standard Phillips head screwdriver. Go ahead and screw all your Phillips heads into the handle holders, and then you got your socket cap screw to remove the screws from the handles. All right, so the first step you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove your side handle and your cup holder using your socket cap screwdriver. Just go ahead and remove the 2 screws. You're going to want to make sure you put these back into your parts bag or just somewhere else to make sure, so when you take the rowing outrigger off, you got all your parts to put the handles back on. The next thing is to install the eye bolts, which actually is going to mount the base plate of your rowing outrigger to the boat. So on each side you've got 2 that need to be mounted. So basically all it is you've got an eye bolt, a bushing, 2 washers, and a 3/4 bolt. So what we need to do is put the spacer in the middle of the eye bolt and a washer on each side, and then just go ahead and screw it in same way you took the side handles off. And now I found that sometimes people who have boats from 2012 or 2013, they do need a little bit of extra play with the bolt. So if you find that the bolts aren't long enough and you're not able to connect it, just go ahead and remove that center bushing, and that should give you just the amount of play that you actually need. Just make sure they're facing the upright position. And once you get to where these are just still loose, not all the way tight, the next step will be we'll go ahead and show you how to orientate your outrigger and actually mount it to the boat. So when you open your box, you're going to have 3 components to it. You're going to have your cross member section, and then you'll have your 2 arm sections. Now, rule of thumb with this is whichever way the arms are facing is going to be the way you'll be facing. So since we're doing a rear facing setup, these arms are actually going to be mounted in that direction. So now that we know which way we're going to orient it, let me show you how to assemble the first step. So what I like to do is actually just kind of set it on top, kind of where it's going to be. We're not going to be mounting anything yet. The next part is your crossbar. So your crossbar is going to come set up like this. Make sure that your cam lock levers are facing up, and what you're going to want to do, slide the 2 in, and then you want to rotate this bar full 180 degrees. This will allow you to attach these 2 points on the crossbar member system. All right, now that you've got it oriented in the way you prefer to row your boat, the next step will be attaching the cross member to the arm pieces. So the first thing you do, now that it's laid out, you notice you've got a hole here, a hole here. Basically just you want to line these holes up. And then in your hardware pack you'll have a 1032 screw and a 1032 lock nut. Just want to go ahead and put this guy through. Sometimes you might need to thread it in with the screwdriver. Now once you've got that threaded through, you want to use your 1032 lock nut and your 3/8 wrench. Go ahead and back it on the back side. Just go ahead and get it threaded on. Then use your 1032 wrench and your screwdriver and just go ahead and tighten that as tight as you can. And once you've gotten that on one side, just go ahead and repeat the step on the other. After you've gotten your crossbar installed, the next thing is going to be to get your base plate here. You got 1 on each side, and then you've got 2 eye bolts on each side where the cup holders were. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get the 2 slots lined up with these, and then just get the washer and a lock nut. Just hand tighten. At this point, we don't want to tighten it all the way down yet. So just go ahead and place it above where the eye bolts are. Just get the eye bolts through, and then go ahead and do 1 fender washer, 1 lock nut. Just hand tighten that one. This one's going to be a little bit tighter. Might have to tack it from both sides, but once you've got them just hand tightened, go ahead and do it on the other side. I find that if you leave it loose from the beginning, you just get them both just started, then you'll be able to adjust and manipulate it any way you need to be before your final tighten down. All right, so after you have your 2 base sides plates partially started, hand tightened down, the next step is going to be connecting the modular arm to the riser arm. So first thing you're going to want to do is just go ahead and slide this up, kind of about the position where it might be. Next thing you'll be is you want to go ahead and take the cam lock lever off. Cam lock lever consists of 3 parts. 2 white bushings here, and you're going to want to remove one of them. So basically you'll have these parts that you'll have to reinstall once you put the arm back on. So once you remove these 4 parts, just go ahead and take your modular arm. Drop the ball joint down over top the first white bushing. Go ahead and replace the second bushing flat side up. And then you've got a rod that goes in between. Just go ahead and slide that in the cam lock. Then the first part of the cam lock lever, you've got a saddle washer. You want to make sure it's flat side down. And make sure you got your threaded part facing out, and then just go ahead and thread that back onto the bolt. Right now we're just going to go ahead and just lightly tighten these down just to double check and make sure everything's lined up properly, and then we'll go ahead and do the final tighten downs before use. Now that you've got everything assembled, next thing we want to do is do the final tighten down and make sure that everything's squared off to the boat. You want to use your 7/16 wrench, and then just go ahead and tighten almost all the way tight, tighten down the 2 bolts on each side. This will just allow us to make sure that we can square it off properly. Okay, now that you've got it almost all the way tightened down, you want to basically, this washer here, you kind of want to just pull the plate out to where the washer lays almost flush with the outside here. And once that's there, just go ahead and give this one a tighten all the way down. Then you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. Line it up here, and then you're just going to want to split the difference. So just kind of eyeball it. Make sure that the space between the washer here and the outside of your plate is going to be the same on both sides. Since we're looking good here, I'll just go ahead and tighten this all the way down. Now that you have the bases tightly secured, everything is good to go. Last thing to do is just do the final check and make sure everything moves properly. Just go ahead and loosen both your cam locks, bottom and top. Just give it a couple ups and downs and just make sure everything's moving properly. And if it is, just go ahead and set it to your height adjustment. Once you've sat down, tighten your cam locks down. Last step is to install the oar locks that come with the rowing outrigger system to your set of oars. Drop your oar locks in. And you've got 2 of these little hitch pins, and just put the hitch pin through the hole in the bottom. Start to finish, usually this setup takes anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. When you finally get it installed, this is basically kind of the setup you're looking at, and then you'll be good to go out on the water and enjoy your rowing system.